Rally phase of the German phase of the 7th turn. Wind change to the wind will change. There is currently no wind and it will start to blow light breeze. Let's roll a die to see the position to which the wind will blow. 4. The wind will blow towards the south. German squads attempt at an auto rally in 20W4 with the modifiers of +1 auto rally, -1 building. 3 + 4, 7, the squad recovers morale. Half squads attempt at a rally in 20BB6 with the modifiers of -2 leader, building, +4 de-aim. 7 + 2, 9, the half squad does not recover morale. German leaders attempt at an auto rally in 20DD5 with the modifiers of +1 auto rally, -1 building. 7. The leader recovers morale. Squads attempt at a rally in this same hex with the modifiers -1 modifier building. 7 - 1, 6, squad recovers morale. Squad attempts to rally under de-aim marker in this hex with modifiers +4 de-aim, -1 building. 10 + 3, 13, squad does not recover morale and de-aim marker is removed. Soviet squad attempts to rally at 20Z2 with modifiers -1, leader, -1 building. 8 - 2, 6, squad recovers morale. Prep fire phase. German stack with machine guns at 20W5 will fire on Soviet units on upper floor of Z4 with 20 firepower -1, leader, +4, fortress. 9 + 3, 12, pin test check and machine guns lose rate of fire. 10, first squad is pinned. 8, second squad is also pinned. Movement phase. Squad from 20S7 to S6. Leader German from 20S6 to S7. Stack consisting of units under the concealment marker at 20BB6 move to A6 in assault movement. In this hex they suffer an attack from the Soviets on the various floors of 20A4 with a total of 34 firepower reduced to 16, target under the concealment marker, +2, wooden house. 7 + 2, 9, 1 morale check and the Germans lose the concealment marker. 5 + 1, 6, the leader passes. 7 + 1, 8, -1, leader, 7, the squad passes. Subsequent first fire with a shot of 16 firepower +2, wooden house. 9 + 2, 11, pin test check. By scenario definition, the Soviets have level A booby traps all over map 20. Let's check if these traps have been activated with this pin test check. By the rules, level A booby traps are activated with the result of the dice of 11 or 12 in pin test check, therefore, the booby traps are not activated. The German units pass and there is a possible activation of the Soviet sniper. 3, 5, the Soviet sniper is not activated. Firing from 20Z4 on the same German stack with 24 firepower +2, wooden house. 5 + 2, 7, to morale check and the machine guns maintain the rate of fire. 6 + 2, 8, the leader passes with the possible activation of the Soviet sniper. 5 + 2, 7, the squad also passes. 4, the Soviet sniper is not activated. Subsequent first fire with 12 firepower plus 2, wooden house. 10 plus 2, 12, without success. Squad in 20 BB6 moves to BB5 in assault movement. 2 squads under the concealment marker in 20 DD5 for CC5. Hero accompanies the 2 fanatic squads in 20 DD5 moving to DD to losing concealment marker. Hero with squad at 20 DD5 to DD4. Defensive fire phase. No actions. Advancing fire phase. Flamethrower fire carried by leader at 20 A6 fires on Soviets on upper deck of A4 with 12 firepower. 4. 3 morale check. 8 plus 3, 11, and the first squad breaks above the ELR and is reduced to conscript. 7 plus 3, 10, the second squad breaks. Squad with flamethrowers at 20 A6 fires on the Soviet units on the lower floor of A4 with 12 firepower without modifiers. 448. This attack should occur in the 6 firepower column because the unit would suffer covering and therefore it would be a pin test check, but Jim considers it with 1 morale check. 6 plus 1, 7, the first squad is pinged. 7 plus 1, 8, the second squad breaks. Fire group with the squads at 20 BB5, CC5 and DD4 with a total of 24 firepower under the hero's command against the Soviet units on the upper floor of A4. The modifiers will be -1, hero, +4, fortress. 5 plus 3, 8, 3 morale check. 10 plus 3, 13, the first squad loses morale above the ELR and becomes 5 to 7 first class. 4 plus 3, 7, second squad passes. 8 plus 3, 11, third squad breaks. Firing from the German stack at 20 DD2 against the Soviets on the lower floor of Hex A4 with 12 firepower. The modifiers will be -2, leader, +4, fortress, +2 to hexes with orchards. 2 plus 4, 6 to morale check. 8 plus 2, 10, first squad breaks. 8 plus 2, 10, second squad also breaks. Rout phase. The Soviet forces try to organize themselves so as not to cause overstacking in the fortress hexes, which becomes extremely difficult since the number of units with broken morale in the last phase passed was overwhelming. Advance phase. Stacking at 20 DD2 moves to CC2. Leader 9-1 from 20 DD2 to W4. Stacking with the medium and heavy machine guns from 20 W5 to X4. Hero from 20 W4 to X4. Close combat phase. Half squad at 20 BB6 recovers concealment marker. Leader 9-1 and squad at 20 W4 recover concealment. Attempt to recover concealment of Soviet squad at 20 Q4 requiring 2 or less on the result of a die to recover this marker. 5 unit remains without concealment marker. Rally phase Soviet turn 7. Wind change 6, no wind change. Soviet squad rally attempt. Soviet squad in 20Z3 with modifiers of +1, auto rally, -1, building, +4, de-aim. 7 plus 4, 11, morale is not restored. Squad rally attempt in 20Z3 with modifiers of -1, leader, -1, building, +4, de-aim. 9 plus 2, 11, morale is not restored, and the DN marker is removed. Squad rally attempt in 20Z to with modifiers of -1, leader, -1, building, +4, DN. 6 + 2, 8, squad recovers morale. German squad rally attempt in 20W4 with modifiers of -1, leader, -1, building. Both German squads recover morale. German squad rally attempt in 20BB6 with modifiers of -1, leader, -1, building. 8 - 2, 6, half squad recovers morale. German leaders rally attempt in 20DD5 with the -1 modifier, building. 3 - 1, 2, the leader recovers morale with 100% approval from the Germans. Prep fire phase. Firing from the Soviet forces that form a fire group in hexes 20Z4 and A4 and fire on the Germans in A6 with a total of 20 firepower +2, wooden house. The -1 modifier should be added to this firing related to the fact that the units in this hex are carrying flamethrowers. 10 + 2, 12. Pin test check with the possible activation of a booby trap if the Germans obtain a dice result greater than or equal to 11. The German squad is pinned with the result of 11 and the booby trap is activated where one of the German units, chosen at random, would be reduced by casualties where the squad would be reduced to half squad and the leader would suffer an injury that could prove fatal. All this in theory, because Jim does not carry out the rules device and the game continues. This is one of the disadvantages of solo play, where there is no counterpart to point out the possible mistakes and deviations that usually happen given the complexity and length of the rules. Movement phase. Soviet stacking at 20 A3 to the lower floor of A4 in assault movement keeping the concealment marker. Squad 6 to 8 at 20Z3 moves to the lower floor of A4 also in assault movement. Squad at 20Z3 to the upper floor of Z4. Squad at 20Z3 to the lower floor of A3 in assault movement. Squad 5 to 7 at 20Z3 to the lower floor of Z4 in assault movement. Squad at 20 R3 to the gully in Q4 while the squad in Q4 moves to R3. In this phase, Jim should probably move the leaders to hexes where there are Soviet units with broken morale, but he prefers to keep them still in the rear. Defensive fire phase. Firing of the flamethrower carried by leader 9-1 in 20 A6 who will fire on the Soviet units on the lower floor of A4 with 12 firepower. 7. 1 morale check. 3 + 1, 4. The first squad passes and there is a possible activation of the German sniper. 6 + 1, 7. The second squad is pinned. 3. The German sniper is not activated. Fire of the second flamethrower with 6 firepower, squad pinned, without modifiers. 8. Pin test check. 9. The Soviet squad is pinned. Fire group formed by the German units in 20 A6, squad pinned, BB5, CC5 and DD4 on the stack under the concealment marker on the lower floor in A4 with a total of 44 firepower reduced by half, concealed target. This attack will be commanded by the hero in 20 DD4 with the modifiers of -1, hero, +4, fortress. 5 + 3, 8, 2 morale checks with the Soviets losing the concealment marker. Half Squad 2 to 8 and Squad 6 to 8 should suffer morale breakdown, but Jim considers it only pin. Firing of the stack at 20 CC2 on the Soviet stack at A3 with 24 firepower, with 12 firepower on the squad under the concealment marker, -2, leader, +4, fortress, +1, orchard. 3 + 3, 6 4 morale check, 2 morale checks for the squad under the concealment marker, with an excellent result for the Germans. At this moment, Jim realizes the mistake made in the previous move and changes the squad's situation, and half squad at 20-4 from pinned to morale broken. 9 plus 4, 13, squad 6 to 8 breaks above the ELR, having its quality reduced and becomes a first-class squad 5 to 7. 9 plus 2, 11, the second squad breaks and Jim forgets to attack the squad with morale broken with 4 morale checks, in a turn full of inattentions. Firing from the machine gun stack in 20 times 4 on the Soviets on the lower floor of Z4 with a total of 20 firepower minus 1, hero, plus 4, fortress. 4 plus 3, 7, 2 morale checks, and the machine guns maintain their rate of fire. The 2 Soviet squads go from pinned to morale broken, with the second squad having its quality reduced to conscript 4 to 6 for having morale broken above the ELR. Firing with the machine gun fire yielding on the Soviet squad on the intermediate floor of 20-4 with 16 firepower minus 1, leader, plus 4, fortress. 7 plus 3, 10, normal morale check, and the machine guns lose their rate of fire. 5. The squad goes. Advancing fire phase. No actions. Rout phase. Squad in 20Z4 to Z3. Squad at 20-4 to Z3. Squad at 20-4 to Z2. Squad at R3 to Z3. Advance phase. Squad on the middle floor of 20Z4 to the lower floor. Squad on the middle floor of 20-4 to the lower floor. Stacking from 20Q4 to Q5. Close combat phase. Squad at 20R3 recovers the concealment marker. Stack at 20W4 recovers the concealment marker. Half squad at 20BB5 recovers the concealment marker. Squad at 20DD5 recovers the concealment marker. Rally phase German turn 8. Alright friends, at the end of the 7th turn, and with only 3 turns left to end this battle, it is time for the Germans to advance decisively on the Soviet fortress in 20Z4 to try to win the fight. During this turn, the Germans managed to form an effective firebase and neutralized several Soviet squads that are trying to garrison the weakened positions, mainly on the lower floors of 20A4 and Z4 hexes that are vital to maintaining the integrity of the defensive perimeter of this fortress, as the Germans can only penetrate this location by causing a breach in its thick walls or reducing the garrison of these hexes to just a half squad. The Soviet forces are beginning to suffer the effects of the large concentration of forces positioned within the fortress, which is finding it difficult to move its units within this position in order to avoid exceeding the limit of 3 squad equivalents per hex, and if the number of Soviet units with broken morale increases, which seems to be a trend, this could lead to the collapse of this Soviet position. At the other end of the map, in the building in 20S7, the Soviet forces are approaching where they will attempt a desperate action against numerically superior forces and occupying privileged defensive positions, and if they achieve the unlikely success, they could win the battle. I hope to see you in the 8th turn. See you later.